To be honest, I wasn't planning on making a Lunar New Year's vlog, but my best friend insisted, and it turned out to be a pretty sweet idea, so here we are. Something interesting I've noticed within the recent years is that the longer I live, the more my Asian roots become apparent. For instance, for me now, Lunar New Year actually feels much more like New Year than January 1st does. Lunar New Year feels like closing off an older chapter, shaking the debris off your soul, and stepping into a new chapter of life. Maybe it has to do with the welcoming of spring. You see flowers start to blossom and bright red colors everywhere that represent prosperity and abundance. The first day of the new year I spent for myself. Although traditionally, Lunar New Year is a very family-centric occasion, if there is no happy me, there is no happy family. So I spent the day in solitude, in retrospection, filming a little bit, indulging myself in a book, just enjoying being. The second day was for my family. We gathered around the table for a cozy family meal, and I even managed to restore my dad's 30-year-old vest. So older than I am actually. We replaced the lining on the inside because it was worn down from 3 decades of usage, and it makes me really happy because I can finally do something for my dad. He's not the type to ever ask for anything, well, at least not the things I can give him anyways, like a master's degree or a stable job. Unfortunately, are all things that I can't give, but a well-made, well-tailored garment, a fixer-upper job is something that I can do. Yeah, so it makes me very happy. The third day was for my friends, and if you've been on this channel for the last couple months, these two faces might be quite familiar. This is Adrian, my high school friend, and his newly wedded wife, Nen. And the two of them have so graciously allowed me to third wheel them on this particular occasion. And if you're wondering, then yes, this is indeed the Adrian who requested this video. Adrian and I are friends from high school, which was 13 years ago, which sounds crazy to say that aloud. His family has a pretty special place in my heart, so as it grows bigger, I feel like my family grows bigger as well. Growing up the way I did, moving around lots, changing schools every year or two, my friendships are no longer maintained through proximity, but more so through intentionality, as most of my closest friendships now are international, long-distance ones. Although I wouldn't change the way my childhood had played out for anything, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't feel some sort of envy when I looked at friend groups who grew up together in the same school district for 10 to 12 years, and the bond that they had forged over such a long time together. Sometimes you're lucky and you get to form one of those friendships that transcends space and time. You may not get to see each other for 5, 10, 15, 18 years, but when you do meet, and you conceptually understand that so much time has passed, yet when you do meet, it feels like no time has passed at all. You pick up right where you left off, indefinite goodbyes feel like see you laters, your friend flies somewhere oceans away, but it feels like they live right around the corner. I have no idea when I'll see you again, but it feels like I just saw you yesterday, and that I'll see you again tomorrow. So this year, 2026, is the year of the fire horse. And I didn't actually know what this fire horse was supposed to signify until a friend of mine raised the question. Apparently, the year of the fire horse is to bring rapid growth energy. It's fast-paced, bold, and transformative. It can be interpreted as a good year for independence, taking risks, climbing ranks, if applicable, can be a good year for breakthroughs, passion, and creativity. Of course, this may come with a healthy dose of chaotic energy and instability, so you gotta know how to manage your stress wisely too. So with that in mind, here's what I'm taking with me into the new year. My main intention is going to be exploration, both for my inner world and my outer world. I think it'll also be a good year for taking some more risks. You know, I'm in a stage of my life where my schooling is done, my parents are healthy, I don't have a family of my own, which means that the only person I'm responsible for is myself. Which means that the consequences of my risks only I will have to bear, and if there are any rewards, then I will have people with which I can share. Plus, I think I can handle some chaos and instability so long as I'm moving in the right direction. And besides, the older I become, the more I like this adult brain that I now have. Better discernment and decision-making abilities, relatively speaking. I like the value backbone and moral code of conduct that I've been forming steadily, giving me a greater sense of self-respect to uphold and a complementary lower tolerance for bullshit. I had always thought that between exploring your inner and your outer world, that you could only pick one and never both at the same time. But I'm slowly realizing that the more I explore my inner world, the better the state of being I find myself in, and the greater the bandwidth I actually have to nurture my curiosity towards the outer world. And this year, I also want to put my adult money towards more experiences, which can be catalysts for the growth of my inner world. Because once you grow, you can't ungrow, and those wins are yours to keep that integrate into a part of you forever. I want to go see more of the world again. I had taken a 5-year hiatus from this, but something in me says that it's time. Those 5 years were the lull that I needed before I pick up speed again, take life by the reins, and gallop into 2026, the year of the fire horse. See you there.
At the end of the day, it's complication. Yeah.